Basically, diffractions are two types: Fresnel diffraction, Fraunhofer diffraction. Fresnel diffraction, now we are discussing. In the Fresnel diffraction, we are taking source, obstacle and a screen. These are the main equipments you have to take. The source to obstacle, the distance is finite, and from obstacle to screen, the distance is finite. So, from the source, spherical or cylindrical wavefronts will fall on obstacle. Again, from obstacle to screen, the same spherical or cylindrical wavefronts fall and forms diffraction pattern like this. In the diffraction pattern, central will be bright, next to dark, next to bright, next to dark, next to bright, next to dark. Like this alternately it is going to be happen. When you go right side or left side, top, down, if you go either side, any side, you are going to get the bright fringes intensity decreases. It's decreasing of bright fringe intensity as you go left, as you go right, as you go top, as you go down. It is going to be happen. Some important points of Fresnel diffraction is, are, in this diffraction no lenses are used, easy to study. Diffraction effects are studied in the direction of propagation of wave. Direction of propagation of wave, we can study the diffraction pattern. See, the diffraction pattern only we can study and the light propagation direction. In this direction only we can study diffraction pattern. These are the most important points in Fresnel diffraction. Here we are taking a source in Fraunhofer diffraction. Now we are discussing Fraunhofer diffraction. In Fraunhofer diffraction, we are taking a source, yes, obstacle and a screen we are taking. Source, obstacle, screen we are taking. But here we have to remember one thing. From source to obstacle, we have a distance of infinity. So, source to obstacle, the distance is infinity, and again obstacle to screen, we have infinity distance. You can see here. Again, we are having obstacle to screen is infinity distance in this diffraction. Hence, due to source to obstacle infinity distance, the parallel wavefronts will fall on obstacle. Now, some important points about Fraunhofer diffraction. Those are like this. Here, converging lens is used to make spherical wavefront into parallel wavefronts. Converging lenses are used to make spherical wavefronts into parallel wavefronts. Means, if source is not in infinity distance, then we have to keep a lens here, converging lens. Then the spherical wavefronts will fall on lens and becomes parallel wavefronts that will fall on obstacle. Then we are going to get diffraction pattern on screen. Now, The second point, the study of diffraction is complicated. In diffraction, in Fraunhofer diffraction, this diffraction study is complicated. The study of diffraction is complicated. Now, third point, if you go, the diffraction effects can be studied in any direction. The diffraction effects can be studied in any direction. These are the most important points in Fraunhofer diffraction. Difference between interference and diffraction. Difference between interference and diffraction. Now we are studying interference. Interference is having two coherent sources, S1 and S2. Interference having two sources, coherent source S1, coherent source S2 is required. From these two coherent sources, wavefronts are coming out like this. From S1, coherent sources are coming. From S1 coherent source, wavefronts are coming like this. From S2 source, coherent source, wavefronts are coming like this. When they are moving in forward direction, these wavefronts of S1, these wavefronts of source S1, the wavefronts of source S2 will superimpose like this and forms a interference pattern like this. In this interference pattern, the center will be dark. Once again I am explaining. See, S1 is a source of coherence and S2 is also a source of coherence. Both are coherent sources we have taken. Coherence means maintaining constant phase, constant frequency, same frequency, almost same frequency, constant phase and almost same frequency. So these two coherent sources we have taken. From S1 coherent source, wavefronts are coming out, light wavefronts are coming out. From S2 coherent source, wavefronts are coming like this. They will superimpose and forms the wavefronts will superimpose and forms a interference pattern here. This interference pattern contains central will be dark, next to bright, next to dark, next to bright, next to dark, next to bright, next to dark. Like this alternately is present. Some important points of interference. To get interference, we require two coherent sources. The fringes are normally equal width. You can see the fringes. The fringes are normally equal in width. The fringes are equal in width. All bright fringes are having same intensity. You can see this bright fringe, this bright fringe, this bright fringe, all are having same intensity. You can see. Next, all dark fringes are having zero intensity. This dark fringe, this dark fringe, this dark fringe intensity, this dark fringe intensity is zero intensity. So all the dark fringes are having zero intensity. This and these are all having zero intensity. So all dark fringes are having zero intensity. Now we are discussing about diffraction. We are taking a source. From the source, spherical wavefronts are coming. And here if you take a slit, this small slit, we can see, observe this small slit. This slit, from the slit this spherical wavefront emerge out as a spherical wavefront, or any wavefront is coming out. If it is coming here spherical wavefront, here comes out the spherical wavefront. If it is coming plane wavefront, here plane wavefront comes. But whatever it may be, the wavefront is coming out here like this. The wavefront is having some points on that. So on this wavefront, whether it may be spherical or it may be plane wavefront, it contains some points, S1, S2, S3 and dash Sn points we can see, like this, Sn points we can see. This S1, this S2, this S3 and Sn. All points are calling as a secondary sources. This S1, S2, S3, Sn, dash Sn, all are called as secondary sources. They will act like their secondary sources. From the secondary sources, again small wavefronts are going to be emitted like this. These wavefronts which are emitted from the secondary sources, this one, this secondary wavelet, this secondary wavefront, this secondary wavefront, this secondary wavefront and this secondary wavefront, which are emitting from the S1, S2 and S3 and dash Sn. Those are all called wavelets. These wavelets superimposes and forms a diffraction pattern here. In the diffraction pattern, central will be bright, next dark, next bright, next dark, next bright, next dark. Here another most important point is only one source is used here. In diffraction we are going to use only one source. In diffraction you can see here fringe widths are decreased as order of fringes increases. See, bright fringe, this width is more if you compare this width. So this width is less, this width is more and this width is also more. So we can say fringe widths are decreased as order of fringes is increased. 0 order, first order, second order, like this order. 0 order is having high fringe width. First order is having less fringe width than compared to 0 order. This fringe width is less and this is very less. Like this, as you go, this like this or like this or like this, and in any direction you can go, you can observe the fringe width is going to decrease and the bright fringe intensity decreases as order of fringe increases. See, the bright fringe is having more bright here, central, just less bright. When we compare to central, it is having less bright. It is having less bright again. If you compare these two, this brightness is less, and if you go for next, again brightness will be less. So as you go this side or this side or this side or this side, the intensity of bright fringe is going to decrease as order of bright fringe is increasing. But one thing you can remember here, intensity of dark fringes are not 0. Means this dark fringe intensity is not 0 and this dark fringe intensity is not 0 and this dark fringe intensity is not 0. Means minimum intensity they are having.